Problem solving. Have you ever tried to prepare for a problem solving session? I've recently recorded a video about Junbi, the Japanese concept of preparation. And this is exactly how I would like to approach this challenge, which is problem solving from the perspective of preparation for it. Let's be aware though that sometimes it is more the worrying that becomes a problem, and then it's worth deploying some strategies to combat worrying, or we may be simply focusing on the wrong aspect of the problem. So that's why preparing for a problem solving session by divergent and convergent thinking can help us identify the other challenges that may be involved in our problem. We don't know what we don't know. So let me quickly show you how you can use this simple rule in your problem solving. Say you are stuck with a decision. You've got something difficult to communicate to a team member, maybe a line of report. And you know it's going to be a very difficult conversation and you are dreading it a little bit. You have decided that you need to talk to this person, but you aren't 100% sure whether this is the right decision. So you feel a bit uncomfortable and a bit anxious in terms of taking this step, and you end up procrastinating and never actually speaking to that person, and then you never come to terms with the issue either. It's quite a headspace consuming situation, which can be an obstacle in resolving other problems. You would have probably heard that our brain is a pattern recognition system. What that means is that it very quickly recognizes anything that's familiar to it, for example, a solution, and it wants to use it because our brain doesn't necessarily like to burn a lot of energy. So this is an easy thing to do. What we want to do is to give ourselves an opportunity to come up with new solutions, and the only way to do it is to snap our brain out of its pattern recognition mode. So by divergent thinking, where you create different options, and this is what I would suggest that you can try doing, create maybe 5 or 10 different new options and make them as creative as you can. They don't have to be real because they are not your solutions. They can be clever, they can be silly, they can be crazy. The process is not about coming up with a solution at this stage, it's just about thinking differently. So giving your brain this creative warm-up, letting it run free for a little bit. And then we narrow those options down. Hopefully the right solution will be amongst them. A word of warning, this process may feel silly at first. That's because, again, our brain is a pattern recognition system. This is not something it's familiar with. It will tell you this is silly, it's not worth trying. Well, maybe it is. Your brain will be definitely handing over those solutions that you've used before, and it will be telling you that this is the right solution. This is the right solution to this situation, even though the circumstances may be completely different. So now once you've come up with your multiple options, say 5, 10, you need to prioritize them. What you could use here is the prioritization grid, a very popular tool where you organize your options according to the quickest, the easiest, having the biggest impact. And that should help you decide which option is a potential solution. Perhaps there will be a few options that are potential solutions to narrow those options down to one. Let's remember this is a very subjective process, and it will depend on our perception and on our core values. So this process of diverging and converging our thinking should make your solutions more accurate and effective once you've gone through the process of thinking creatively. You can apply this divergent convergent thinking mode to any dilemma in your life to create more creative solutions.